Hi, this is Dominic from Paphos Life, and in today's film we're driving from Potima Bay all the way to Paphos along the main coast road. So let's have the map up, and this is one of those journeys where a map's a bit surplus to requirements really, because we're going along the Potima Bay strip, then we're driving along the main coast road to a Chloraka junction, and we're staying on the main coast road through Chloraka. And then before we get to Kings Avenue Mall, we're turning off to Lighthouse Beach. So yes, if you're hoping to see Paphos seafront at the end of this film, you'll get a view of a nice new shaded area by Lighthouse Beach instead at the end. I'm sure that won't be too much of a discomfort for you. Right, so we're now on the main coast road through Coral Bay. So behind us would be Chloraka Beach, and on the right in a minute you'll have the car park for Coral Bay Beach. Okay, so we'll be coming up the hill to Coral Bay Strip in a minute. But there's Coral Bay Beach car park. Well, the one on the right is, and the one on the left is as well. It's more of like an overflow car park. Not many cars around today because it's not tourist season. Weather-wise, nice and sunny, pretty warm. What you'd expect for Cyprus in September, really. We do get worse weather. Normally in January and February the worst weather comes, but even then it's lovely. But don't arrive sort of like mid-springtime expecting wall-to-wall sunshine, because it won't happen. Right, on the left is the newly renovated Cali Resort and Spa, and we're just driving onto the newly renovated Coral Bay Strip, looking absolutely lovely still. You can see the newly renovated Lecanto on the left going past that. That looks great. And the kiosks they've got, some of them haven't changed much, but some of them have had a much more than a coat of paint. They're great places inside now, because they were a bit haggard prior to the renovation, it has to be said. But now they're thoroughly modern, very nice. As is the entire strip, doesn't it look nice? How many times did I say nice then? Stop to let people cross the zebra crossing. You can see they've got nice flashing lights there as well, just in case you can't see I suppose they're not traditional black and white, so you might need a bit more of a clue. And here is the main coast road that runs from Paphos all the way to Agios Georgios Harbour on the left, so we're naturally going right. Now if you turn left there, you'll be going up towards Paya. And if you're coming here at night, then the car park that's on the right is my recommended place to park, slightly away from the centre, because then you can walk and you're not going to get boxed in or anything. And just past that car park on the right there is the vertical park they made that runs from here to a tiny little beach. I need to go have another walk down there. I should see how much that's changed since it was completed. Because the last time I filmed there it hadn't been finished. It was a work in progress. Now this road is fairly straight and, dare I say, it's a little bit tedious, so I'll take the opportunity to say please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you like the sort of stuff we do, and click to get notified, and tell your family and friends and your neighbours what a wonderful channel it is, and share it far and wide, all the films. And if you'd like to help us out financially, and who wouldn't, then go to our buymeacoffee.com/Paphos Live page, and you can send us between 1 and 5 coffees depending on how much you rate this film or other films that we do. And if you want to get something back in return, then go to our etsy.com/shop/Paphos Live page, and there you can buy all sorts, cups, calendars, phone covers, t-shirts even, all using artwork that we've taken of Paphos and the surrounding areas. And also follow us on Facebook. Paphos Life is our Facebook page, 71,000 members now, and Paphos Chat, our Facebook group. And if you want a group that's for the whole of Cyprus, go on to Cyprus Chat. Join both of them though, I would. And that's it for marketing. Now on the right, we're going past Potima Bay, and soon you'll get to the beach, which over the last few years has improved in leaps and bounds from the rocky mess that it used to be. Now there's sand there, and there's even a lifeguard station, and there's deck chairs and sunbeds. And of course there's the CU Beach Bar, which is a tourist hotspot. And this spot here is a very good spot if you want to appreciate the sunset. You also, when the sea is rough, you'll get a few surfers out there as well. I have no idea where they come from, because I don't think there's a big surfing scene in Cyprus, because it just doesn't get the surf. But whenever the waves break, and they do appear, so fair play to them. There's a nice big car park on the other side of CU Beach Bar there. Now, if you wanted to head up to Chloraka central area, or Chloraka central area, then you'd want to turn left, or Ember even, turn left at this junction up here. Or if you wanted to go from Coral Bay and avoid the centre of Paphos altogether, then turn left there. But we're staying on the main coast road for this film. And there is talk about this becoming being converted to a dual carriageway, the whole way between Paphos and Coral Bay, and I dread to think how long that's going to take. But I imagine if they do that, then that route we just saw on the left will be used as a diversion. So expect a little bit of chaos in the future. I guess also it will prepare them for if the marina, which is supposed to appear in Potima Bay, ever happens. And the reason I'm lethargic about it, I would say, is that ever since I've been here, people have been talking about it, but nothing ever seems to happen. So I'll believe it when I see it. That's my attitude. Right, anyway, at these traffic lights here, if you turn left, you'll be on that Chloraka road again. There's some poor chap having to put on a bit of his car. But if you turn right, your best place to park for the Chloraka Coast Path, which is well worth a walk. And on the right here, if you saw my attempts at getting to the Chloraka Coast Path from Sandy Bay Beach, and you'll know that spot there on the right is where one of the places I emerged to. So somewhere in there is a banana plantation with my name on it, because it gave me a weird allergic reaction. I think it was that one there. Right, and after that you get to that weird big rocky area. And there's a wedding venue just after that, and beyond that you'll have Sandy Beach. Now, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Sandy Bay Beach is notorious as, I mean, quite a few people have died there swimming because of riptides. And there are big signs warning you about it, but people ignore them. And there's a lifeguard that's sometimes on duty. And that's the turning to the beach there. But basically, do not ignore those signs, or put it this way, ignore those signs at your possible peril, because they are not there as part of a nanny state initiative. They are there because people have died there. And you don't want to ruin your holiday, do you? So bear that in mind. And returning to more cheerful things, we're coming up the hill And soon we'll be at St George's area, as opposed to Agios Georgios, which is by the Akamas. There's a beach here and a very nice hotel. Before that, you got Baracus Lounge on the right. And a water park. Leonardo Laura, I think it's called Water Splash Park, is to give it its full title. That's a hotel with attached water park to it. Now traffic here was quite annoying because it was moving, but it was moving slowly. I prefer it if it's going to be awkward to just stop altogether, because it makes editing a lot easier, because I can just stop and start. But if I edit too much here, then you'd have a huge gap missing. I got fed up in the end. So that's the turning for St George's Beach and the hotel and the chapel, which is where the area gets its name from, on the right there. Yes, there was a lot of traffic around on this trip. It surprised me, to be honest. There's on the right is one of the Cafe Me seems to be a chain of coffee shops. That's like, I think, local franchises, and that one on the right is actually, they've used an old double-decker bus for seating, which is quite a novel idea. Now on the down here on the right, you'll have turning for Dimmer Beach. That might have been it there. And also on the left, you'll have turning for Duck Pond Market. Petrol station there on the right is very good in terms of price. Always seems to be the most competitive in Paphos. I mean, it's not like in the UK, as I said this before, where you'll get like a 10p variation from one side of the street to another, or anything like that. I mean, they all stay within a few cents of each other. But it's still nice to be able to get, little bargains when you can. I think it's a moral victory, if not really a financial victory. So now we're going down. Yeah, I mean, can you imagine this road as a dual carriage? I suppose here it's fairly doable, because there's no they haven't had to carve through any rocks already anyway. Now there's a building going up on the left here though, I think, so that could be a bit awkward if they do plan on widening the road. There's also a little necropolis, but believe me, if that got bulldozed away, it'd be no loss to anybody, because it's very tiny and it's basically like finding a concrete foundation of an old basement of a house, really, in terms of excitement. I mean, I'm sure there's an archaeologist here who would completely disagree with my point of view on that, but I'm of the opinion that you can't preserve every ancient artifact or building that you find in Paphos, because if you did that, nothing would ever get built. I mean, there's still things in the archaeological park itself where they're nowhere near finished excavating. I mean, they're decades away. And so until that's all sorted out, there's no real point worrying too much about other stuff. I mean, obviously, if they dig up mosaics or something like talking about like that, then I can understand it. But if it's just a generic tomb, anyway. Before I upset any more archaeologists, let's get we're on the dual carriageway that does exist now. This took a few years to build, just this stretch up to Tomb of the King's Mole, Tomb of the King's Roundabout, and the Mole. But you got Venus Beach coming up on the right in a bit, but you can't get to it from this side. You have to go up to Tomb of the King's Roundabout and come back. But once you do, that's where you want to head to if you want to get to Venus Beach. There's a little on the left. A new little arrived in Paphos at the Neon Mall on the other side near your ski poo. And so far it hasn't had the disruption I had imagined it would have had. I think it's because it's only used by people on that side of the city, so it hasn't had a flood of extra visitors. And they do appear to be doing some more building work at Neon Mall. Whether they're going to be building a new exit onto the dual carriageway, I don't know. But they've certainly got unfinished business going on there. Anyway, we're coming up to Tomb of the Kings roundabout now, on the right. Well, the roundabout's straight ahead, but Tomb of the Kings is on the right. And on the other side of the roundabout, just there, is the supporters shop for Paphos Football Club. So it's a good place to go if you need information about them, or t-shirts, replica kits, tickets, I guess. That's where it is. And because I'm not going to the harbour, I want to go to Lighthouse Beach. I'm going to be taking this turning here. And I want to go to Lighthouse Beach because I wanted to fly my drone, if you were curious. You got Kissos Hotel on the left there, and you got the Elysium down here on the right, which is a lovely place, the Elysium is. Got a lovely spa there as well. And apparently it's very good for afternoon tea, and that's not something I tend to indulge in myself. And now we're coming to Kephalos Village Beach. I think it's Kephalos Holiday Beach Resort or something it's called. Kephalos Village, I'll call it anyway. Which is a very popular place to stay. And if you look at on our films, you'll see the various drone flights I've posted of the other side of the coast path, because it's very nice there now. My favourite bit of the coast path, really, in terms of how it looks, I would say. And speaking of the coast path, we're going to be stopping in a minute in front of a very nice artistic shelter they made. So it just leaves me to say thank you very much for watching. There's a lighthouse in the distance there. I hope you've enjoyed the film, and stay tuned for more films. We've got plenty more in the pipeline. Cheers.